Hey, what is up, dudes and dudettes? Hopefully the audio was nice. I set up things differently, and long time no see, guys. This is Due Diligence here, and I'm sorry for being AWOL a little bit, because I have finals, I have projects, I have some work-related stuff to deal with, and throughout that, I have some very interesting results to present to you guys. So in the next few days, or in the next probably in the next week, when all the finals are wrapped up, I don't need to go fly to one place or another place. I'll sit down and start finishing all my videos. I have a whole folder, i.e. probably around like 5 or 6 videos pre-made that is not finished, that requires editing or going back and change some of the stuff. Those are going to be posted on YouTube. And one of the most interesting findings that we got in here is we used big data to basically tell you about the prospects of probability in day trading, weekly trading, monthly trading, and everything else. So this is going to be one of the most important videos if you guys are looking for consistency in the next few weeks, in the next few months, or whatever. I know a lot of you are shifting from, it's the same thing, right? Like it's the same thing for me. Like you're shifting from, hey, I want to make, double my money the next day. I want to make my double my money maybe in a week. You slowly realize the cruelty of the market, and you realize what is the laziest or the easiest way to basically guarantee a win, or I just don't really want to lose a percent of my portfolio. So I know it's almost impossible for anyone to say that they found a method that will basically guarantee that you're not gonna lose a single percent if you use this method. But again, this method is a very long-term method, so you guys will know. And with my explanation, you'll be like, that's so big brain. Another thing is, so this is one of the bigger content that you're looking for, and I have another video about why EMC haven't squeezed yet. Why our random bet a week ago on Carnival Cruise went out so well. They're all backed by data, by the way. And then we have other things where, I've been AWOL for about a week and a half, okay? I know a lot of you are really missing me, especially Dude Zero, like, spamming chat and telling me like, oh my god, where are you? Everything's dying out, blah, 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 blah. And I know you guys need some emotional support. So I think in some of those videos that they're pushing out, we're talking about like, what are you supposed to, like, a lot of people are like, start buying puts or something like that, right? But that shouldn't be the case, because you guys well know, like, I'm gonna talk about like put strategies. The reason why put strategies ain't gonna be something that will yield you consistent return, and have like data to support that. And I will try to sort of pick out some interesting winning. So basically what you're supposed to do right now is you either hold the stock right now, or you essentially are looking for a higher than leap year options to buy, especially with this entire volatility turbulent, and then with all of the market going basically nuts right there. It's like crazy girls that you met in a bar and then just went crazy after a couple of shots and all this kind of. It's gonna be a roller coaster ride. But we can do a couple of things to basically minimize the roller coaster ride and smooth out the equation, or flatten around the effect of that. So one of these examples is you can. So basically, what I'm trying to say here is, sorry, this video is gonna just be a general overview and what's coming in the next few weeks, and some perks, that the long waiting perks Patreon members are waiting for. And it's there, and yes, we might or might not working on something that's AWS based, and you guys might get a username as password if you're on Patreon, and you can actually go on there and then use 4 or 5 of the beta testing functions where can generate you probability distributions that are based strictly on our algorithm. But that's gonna be like, the next 2 minutes. But what do I really mean by smoothing out the return term? So if you it's like, if stock is like a girl that you take out and she gets super crazy, like we expect you, like it goes like this, right? But what we can do is we can utilize certain strategies to make this volatility. You see this ups and down and ups and down and ups and down. And if strictly mathematical speaking, the expected return, if you're just investing this long term, it will be like a higher upside, but generally oscillating around like 0.1% or like 0.%. So basically, I'll in a longer video I'll tell you guys why that is, and then plus or minus the inflation differences, and then why stock is actually not about your buying point, and all of the stock investing is all about timing plus your exit points. This is why on our channel picking good stock is no longer our problem. It was never our problem. Every time, like no matter what stock we pick, in about a month and a half, you always see a upside, like we said. But what everybody's problem is the exit point. Even I sometimes have exit point problems, and I have allocation problems. So we're gonna try to tackle that in this channel as a whole, and also we're gonna do some group small account challenges, how to mitigate risk, how to actually use risk in your advantage. Some sweaty plays in the future. There's going to be so much great things coming up in the program. And you guys are like, what do you mean by, like, you talked to us about like the Patreon thing, right? So basically, Patreon's gonna increase $5 stock. So beforehand, there was only I think 23 slots for $5. Right now, we're gonna increase that. So we're gonna basically take everybody on a $25 slot into the $5 slot, because a lot of Patreon members we want more members, so we can have more people to chat to. We have more people to try out our challenges. And then again, we also want a bigger beta testing group. So we decided, me and number two decided that we want to increase the $5 slot for Patreon, and then we are gonna do something a little bit controversial. Technically speaking, the program is still not done yet, and then my algorithm is still either, if you are the typical machine learning nerd, or your typical people who are you've been doing quants for a while, you've been yeah, there's no such thing as perfect algorithm. But we figure out sort of a matrices that you can check to sort of figure out if the odds is in your favor or not. And you can basically differentiate 50-50 trades from 70-30 trades, or 80-20 trades, or 90-10 trades. And there's very, very interesting probability distribution that you can check up on the program that I coded in the past 2.5 weeks. And I'm not really sure how exactly we're gonna do this. What I'm envisioning is I'm gonna hook it up with maybe a AWS server, and I'll give you guys, all Patreon members have a username and password, and either you guys can go up and check things, or we can post things throughout that sort of a username and password thing, and you can sort of either download or look at these probability distributions. Or I'm not really sure how it's gonna work, so it's open to suggestions. But you guys will see, if the AWS haven't been set up, what we're gonna do is probably not daily, but on a weekly basis, either on a Tuesday, on a Thursday, or Wednesday, or a Thursday, or Wednesday, or Friday, we're gonna pick an hour interval where most people is gonna be online, either an hour before or after, before the market close or after market open. We're gonna open up to people who just want to drop tickers, or maybe we'll stream, or whatever. The logistics haven't been figured out yet, depending on how the next 2 weeks, or how Christmas break is gonna go on either stream or something. You're gonna kind of drop tickers, and then using that probability distribution, we can actually figure out whether the stock's gonna go up the next day, the next week, the next month, and the probability of a price shock happening by running simulations. It's fantastic. I know you guys don't really have the time to listen to me ramble about how great this thing is, but yes, we do have basically a tool in our backpack now that can basically help you, and with real-time data, by the way, with big data, real-time data, that with all of basically, if you pick a ticker, it basically will draw all of the statistics from online, from NASDAQ exchange, and essentially run through one black box algorithm, and run through one custom-made algorithm by me, and run through a basic statistical probability distribution analysis that I've already coded, that have certain matrix on it. And in short, you don't really know how it works, but in short, it's very accurate, and it is very, very fantastic. I don't know how to describe it anymore because I'm actually super happy for this. If you guys can see my face, of course, it's over there. So if you want to know that I'm actually really excited for this. And the next step for this is to maximize the predictability of so this is only the first part of the project, and the second part of the project is we actually find a way to predict long-termly where the market is going to go with a 92% accuracy, using certain indicators and certain things, maybe some machine learning stuff. It won't work in a short term, but it will work in a long term. We're talking about 6 months. The accuracy range goes to, I think, 89 trading days, 137 trading days, and 252 trading days. But without going into the nitty gritty of these programs, I think this is it for this video because this is getting too long. And I know this basically is, I am back, guys. Don't worry. I'm not burnout. I know, Eddie and Charles were saying, am I, burnout? And Roland is like, if he's burnout, I'm so sad if that happens. No, I'm not. I just has been a very busy finals week, and you guys know, like, finals for me, especially like an Asian child, is kind of a tough times, and I'm still struggling with whether it's really worth it to spend more time in the finals. Where, what's the difference between getting an A- and an A, or B+ and an A in like a master class, which, like, I don't really learn anything per se. A lot of the curriculum is a little bit outdated, and I'm probably gonna learn a lot of things more on the side. But anyways, those struggles I always make videos about. And for those of you who want to go get a master's, who want to go get a PhD, this is basically a really good basing point for you guys to understand, like, should I get it? Is it really going to help me make money? Or is it really just something that, to show on the resume? And does it really matter to get a master's degree? If you get a master's degree, are you going to get more money? Or for those of you whose kids are in college, you're like, oh, do my kids want to go to grad school? Is it really going to help them? Or is it just like basically a gap year sort of thing? I'll answer all those questions in the the why or why not. Why or why not should you, or why should you not get a master's degree video. That's also like in the making, and I'll make a lot more why short squeeze doesn't happen, indicators for short squeezing, and then why certain tickers won't see a lot of short squeezing, and why certain tickers won't have a mother of all squeeze, include GME and AMC. And then I will start debunking a lot of the YouTubers talking about certain tickers and talking about certain market movement. This is it for this video. Hopefully you guys love it. I know I started to ramble a little bit. You guys can skip over some parts, but it's probably better for you guys to just listen to the entire video. There's a lot of information there. And yeah, next few weeks is gonna be great. Anyway, see you guys on the upside.